Almost forgot about Picardo. Strangely, this somber melodic music actually puts me in a pretty good mood, but man, I got some stuff I want to get off my chest. It'd be awesome if I had some people to talk with too. Water. If only I didn't live in an apartment complex. Be yelling my head off. Probably. But I only have myself to blame because of my damn sleep schedule. You know, this music is actually strangely fitting. I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna start with advertising my stream first. Why the hell can you not do the hanging out genre for Facebook yet? For Facebook gaming. I want to. But they only allow it for partners? That's stupid. Very stupid. Alright, I already have Picardo open. I don't even think this classifies as a gaming stream anymore. anything, this kind of gets me in the mood for doing vent art, if anything. I kind of want to draw some sad. I think it's the weight of having to go back to work on Monday and the big corporations trying to weigh down streamers. It's a lot. It's a lot. It sucks. Really sucks. Here we are, the oppressed few. We're trying to make a living, but like, obviously the easy way out is not the easy way out, because there's always road bumps. You gotta be lucky as hell. You gotta drive an audience. You gotta make a family. You know, you gotta do something for your own channel. No, I'm ranting at this point, but kind of just speaking my thoughts. Not the T word. THOUGHTS. I think I spelled that right. I know I'm doing this really late at night, and most people probably aren't even watching, which is okay. The VOD will always be here. That's where I love using Restream, because most of these sites will let you save your videos forever. Well, at least the one. In fact, only 2 sites do this, and that's YouTube and Twitter. I don't understand why there's a limit on how long you can keep your videos on your channel, other than the fact that it you know, consumes the site's data or whatever, or amount of URLs, or even with highlights. I'm sure there's like a limit to it, but I've never tested it for Twitch, because creating highlights just takes too damn long. I'm gonna be honest. I want to, but I feel like I don't need to if YouTube's a thing. And if my YouTube goes out, then I could just export my videos from Twitch to YouTube, so I'm kind of at a loss. I have to waste this time to highlight something that Twitch should have. But no, I have to pay for Twitch Prime, and even with Twitch Prime, it only lasts for like 30 days or so. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh yeah, I forgot to change it to emote only off, didn't I? It's another problem with Twitch. They shift this weight on the streamers now. It's the streamer's fault if you leave your chat unattended and then have some dumbass just say some really offensive shit and then report you for it. Like it's your fault. And not, you know, holding the commenter responsible. Now it's the streamer's fault because we didn't turn off our chat. It's our fault. It makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. I'm not even set up yet. Sorry, it's taking so long. I just turned off emote only on Twitch, so people in chat there, read the rules. Don't be an a-hole. That's all I ask. Don't be posting links that are clearly spam, or even just spam in general. I don't want to see it. Again, sorry I'm doing this so late. I really wish I had started earlier, but I wanted to attend Swagga's and Shadow's stream so I can tell them about Ikeman and the whole Twitch problem respectively, because Shadow probably didn't realize how serious it was, considering I've pretty much been there. I've seen these streamers getting taken down for some dumb shit that people say, and it's really just shitty. And Twitch has had this problem for years. This whole reporting and false flagging nonsense, it's both a problem on Twitch and YouTube, and it's ridiculous. It needs to stop. But I only know that they only listen to money, so they gotta really get people on board for this so that they actually talk about it. Because I don't see too many people talking about it other than the small streamers. But then again, I don't really research it, so I don't 100% know. I'm just one voice screaming into the damn void. Because, you know, how many viewers do I really get? Like, 6 at most? It's fine, you know. I don't want to be popular. I just want to have a hangout place, that's all I want. Man, this music is really fitting for this. Oh, man. Probably G-word. Cheese packed afterwards. English-ish herd. I feel like I'm watching a sad scene in a movie or something. I mean, I got some fishing to do in G-Word Cheems Pack, so I kind of want to play Strive. I do like playing Anji again, now that he's got his new buff. It's pretty awesome. I just don't like Strive as a whole. The netcode's great. The characters, like, they look great, but the mechanics are just boring. They're just boring. These combos are just bleh. I don't know. Overall, it's a great game, but it's just bleh. Paper Mario is always a classic, but playing on the emulator, ugh. Unless I can get the Glide 64 to work correctly, so it doesn't have all these weird glitches, or if Nintendo would just get off their ass and port Paper Mario already, the original. Like, come on. How hard is it? I don't understand. I don't understand the minds of these damn companies. I never will unless I'm actually working at the company and they tell me what the problem is. But no. We don't want our customers to be happy. We want them to be angry. We want them to keep buying our shit. And until they actually do, you know, what we want, we'll just keep buying their shit. Because that's how companies work. They'll keep wanting to do all these higher priority shit before they go into the lower totem pole and then re-release something that's been a timely classic forever. Or they'll put it as a time release like they did with the Mario All-Stars shit. That shit pissed me off to no end, bruh. It's like the Mario, what was it, 25? Super Mario 25? That shit was nonsense. Why are you gonna make it a limited time gameplay thing? That makes no sense. It wasn't even up for a year, and they took it down. Like, how does that shit make sense? That makes no sense, bro. Sorry, I'm chatting in other Discords because I don't know what to do. I'm just kind of bored. Bored and frustrated. What's up, Borky? No sense at all. No sense at all indeed. We're not big name companies. We don't know what goes through these damn corporations' heads. They just do what they want. They do whatever makes the most money to them. They'll make these non-skippable ads on Twitch and YouTube until they pay the premium so that they can turn the ad-free shit on. I don't know, I'm just kind of in a shitty mood today, you know? I was talking with, like, Swagga and Shadow, and it made me realize that Twitch and YouTube is just some shitty-ass companies, bro. Shitty-ass companies. I really just want to stop paying for Twitch Prime, because this whole 30 days bonus video shit, but I still can't have permanent videos unless I highlight the whole thing, and it takes forever to process. It's just nonsense to me. YouTube and I want to say Twitter are the only ones that actually keep around your shit forever, as far as I know. Until, you know, they just decide to delete it outright. And then YouTube has the audacity to make it really hard to search up your own streams. Like, how you dealt with this the other day. Like, how is it so hard to search up something with the right keywords and everything, and then they're just gonna make it impossible to find for the common folk? The only way I could find it was through my own channel's studio. That makes no sense. I should have been able to do that from the own search bar from the beginning. Just search up a channel and then search up the content. It's not that hard. Google is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they don't want to fix something as simple as finding your own videos under a simple category. Like, how is this a thing, bruh? I don't understand. Yeah, again, I'm sorry for streaming so late at night, and, you know, I'm trying to keep my voice down because it is the middle of the night on a Friday night, which is now Saturday. So hopefully I don't get another banging on my door or the ground or whatever, because, you know, I'm not dancing this time, so it doesn't feel like an earthquake like I'm dancing. Yeah, these corporations just got me heated, bro. That's why I was just like, I want to stream, but I don't know what to stream, you know? Because I'm not really in the mood for playing much anything, even though I know I have a bajillion games I could play. It was actually, like, thundering hard, too, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to stream, or if the power was going to go out, or the internet. Because one of those lightning strikes thundered, and it was like really, it was almost like an earthquake. Like, it was pretty powerful, but I think it's died down now, so it's all thanks to this damn global warming or climate change or this heat or whatever. It's fucking up the environment right now. It's actually lowered the emission levels, but still, it's still caught up with this the heat blanket, yeah, whatever you want to call it. It's actually caught up to us now, and we can clearly see it. It's really freaking hot still. It's really hot. I guess I'll just change the scene. Good old Klee, right? I don't know. Let's not even start. Don't even get me started on the damn Twitch quality specific bullshit nonsense, dude. How are you gonna make it so that people can only watch your stream when it's the highest quality sometimes? And it's not even across all affiliates. It's random for affiliates, but it's guaranteed with partners. How is that a thing? All affiliates should have this option. It shouldn't be a damn RNG dice roll and then you just get your, you know, your shit or whatever. That makes zero sense. I can only imagine the underlying reasons for that, but until they tell us outright, it makes no sense to us. Like, they gotta make that shit clear. Just take a break and just stream in Discord with no pressure. That's fine. Like, I'm not even really doing anything but talking. This actually makes me feel more comfortable. I actually kind of feel more at ease when I'm here, just kind of talking and not really focusing on anything else, because you already know me, my ADHD is bad, so I have to freaking, I have to focus on one thing or another, or I'm just going to be like, there's going to be a lot of shit that I'm just not going to catch up with, and it's pretty bad. So I don't mind it as much, Borky. It's just, if I'm trying to play video games or draw or something, I can't focus. Yeah. You already know about my problems, my mental problems. I know I've already talked to my coworkers about this too, where it is kind of a condition and I need like a specific medicine to kind of be able to focus and kind of have the energy to be able to do what I need to do and focus on what I need to focus, but I don't feel like going through that. I don't feel like it's that bad. Like, until I get to the point where it starts interfering with my work or streams or whatever, then I'll probably try and take it or get diagnosed with it, but I don't know if it's to the point where I need to get medical treatment or mental treatment for that, you know? I want to say probably the hardest thing for me is to retain information, especially when it comes to work, because I'm mostly not interested in anything that goes on over there other than just trying to fix shit. If I can just do simple tasks, or I just need to fix a tool or issue a tool or whatever, because I'm a mechanic, then it's just easy for me because I have barely anything I need to think about. At work, when it comes to aircrafts, I have to memorize TOs and whatnot. I have to remember all this data, this technical data, for all this aircraft maintenance that is not even written right. Like, especially with this new aircraft that we're supposed to be doing, it's written by Boeing, who I've been told is run by a bunch of monkeys, and it's just they let the computers pretty much do all the thinking for them. It just really sucks. Exactly. I just want to do my job. I'm not even like one of those lazy types. I just want to do the job and go home, because it's just so frustrating trying to do it their way and then trying to memorize tech data that doesn't even make any sense because it's just computer generated, or it's not even complete half the time. That shit makes no sense. How are you expecting us to do a job that we can't even follow to a T because your tech data is just not even written right? That shit makes no sense. That's why I want to quit eventually, but I just don't know when, you know? Like, it's frustrating because I wish that my main job was something more simple, but I still want to do aircraft maintenance, which is the shitty part because I can't play favorites like that, you know? And I can tell they love me in the position that I'm in because it's simple for me. All I have to do is just issue tools and inspect them. That's all I have to do. But somehow people still get that shit wrong, even when they say it's super easy. You know, it's kind of simple. It's kind of similar to construction because you still need tools and stuff for construction. We use forklifts. We use all types of vehicles and on the flight line, and you know, in our workshops and stuff. It should be easy, but people just happen to get it wrong for various reasons, and it's frustrating. I want to say one of my main problems was just getting proper sleep, and I'm finally getting that fixed. But even then, trying to sleep with that damn mask on that's in the back over there is a pain in the ass. I can hardly even sleep for more than 2 hours a day with that thing on. And that's why I just haven't been doing it. I'm sorry, doctor. I can't do it. I can't do it consistently, and I'm trying to, but it's such a pain in the ass. Easy, but still messed up, right? It doesn't make any sense, but at the same time, they have their own reasons, and they're gonna make up excuses, and it's really going to make no sense to us. But it's frustrating. I have my own problems too, and I'm not perfect, but when you see something wrong and you try and tell them and they just don't listen, it's a pain in the ass because you can't fix stupid. You can't fix arrogance or ignorance. You gotta keep bashing them in, or you just gotta hand them paperwork, because that's something that I feel like we just haven't done enough of, is just handing the punishment down of, hey, you fucked up, here's a piece of paper that lets you know you fucked up and that you got talked to, and then you can go back to your job and think about what you did and if you're gonna fix it. My faults lay into the fact that I can't seem to get in shape, and I have an attention span problem, and that I can't sleep correctly. Those are my issues. And also that I play a lot of video games. That's also another issue, because that's kind of a side priority for me. And there's several people that have had, I want to say, this kind of same problem, in a way, where I feel like I kind of overshadow my job's importance and priorities with streaming, because I just feel like I have more fun here, you know? Because I'm usually a pretty chill guy, you know? I hardly ever really get heated, and I don't like to show that I'm getting pissed off or heated, but it's honestly like, it happens sometimes. I'm human too. We have emotions, and I get pissed off pretty easily, in a way, but I don't like to show it. So if I ever get pissed off, I usually don't like to show it. I do it off camera, because Why would I plague the stream with toxicity when I could just do it off camera, or I can yell in my car, you know, at other drivers for being stupid, because there's at least one accident per day. And it actually, I posted a meme in Discord about it, is like people that stop in the middle of the road to turn left when there's a lot of traffic is probably what I should have been more specific, because there's a lot of traffic and people do this shit all the time and it pisses me off. Yeah, I want to be peace of mind. I'm like Kira Ushikage, I think his name is. I just want to live a comfortable life and not have to worry about shit. But here we are, we're getting monopolized and capitalized in consumerism. And it's frustrating because the people that have these corporations and consumerisms, they have the upper hand over the ones that don't. And we have to kind of buy into it. And then to apply for those jobs is also a pain in the ass, because it's biased towards race and people that already have like the what do you call it, referrals or recommendations or whatever, people that actually have the connections. It's completely biased because they're just like, oh well, this person is connected to this family member who is also part of this family member who is rich and white or something of some social status that they like more. And it is really frustrating. Yeah, references. Having references, like I said, it makes a huge difference for a job, especially in the civilian world, and it sucks, but it's something that has been around for decades. Like, it's been less and less biased, but it's still biased. Clearly. It's clearly still biased. Like, there's tons of stories out there, people getting rejected for the simple fact that they're, you know, poor or black or whatever. There's a majillion reasons. So it's ridiculous that we even have this kind of sense of people getting rejected just for their face or, you know, their economic status. It's ridiculous. It's not what you know, it's who you know, exactly. Because once you get that, like, right reference, somebody that vouches for you, if they even decide to vouch for you, it makes a huge difference. So that job that you could apply for, you might just get it if you can reach out to the right person, and if your story is good enough, you know. Rather get it than your own merits, though. Right. And that's the tough part. Like, you kind of have to swallow your pride sometimes when it comes to that kind of stuff, because if you do get a position, do you really want to say no to it just because you got it easy? I mean, you're still going to work hard for it, regardless. And people are probably going to look down on you for it. But you're still going to want to work hard. And I know I'm not one to talk because I have only had like 2 jobs in my life. But for right now, it's like, if you get offered something, I would take it. You know, especially if you feel like you can handle it in some way. And it's a tough thing to swallow, or it's even a tough thing to follow through with, and not everybody can do it. I probably couldn't even do it, but it's a lot of circumstances. It's like, really, I don't know what to do with that, you know. I am not the best person to talk to about this, but it's just kind of what I know, or what I think I know. Very jazzy music. I like it. Man, I would like to play in some sort of like just fun jazz band or something. That'd be nice. I wonder if Scatters wants to join. Probably not. He says he's not good about talking about this kind of stuff, but I think he is. I think Scatters has talked a lot more about this kind of stuff than I have, personally. Just during streams, like he's let some vent out, some frustration, and I can understand what that is, because he's been in the hole for kind of a while. I'm one of the people supporting him, as a matter of fact. So he's trying to keep his life together with commissions and whatnot without having to apply for a real job, because he says like the AC is a problem and bosses might be a bitch, and that's the problem with work life, man. You either have to deal with that, or you have to live on your own light. And nowadays it's easier and at the same time harder to do that. Those jobs are stressful and add a pressure to your adulthood, exactly. Which is why people just get like pissed off and they don't want to enter adulthood, because adulthood sucks sometimes. Like when you don't get that lucky like position and whatnot, you don't get the same merits that the rich folks do. You have to work for that shit. And you're probably going to be working at a ridiculously low minimum wage based on your state. And it sucks. It really does. It really sucks. Kind of on a similar note with these abortion laws, like if you get knocked up in like Texas or something, you're probably going to get fined a huge thing, or you're probably going to go to jail if you try and abort. And kids take a lot of fucking money, and if the woman decides to say fuck you, you're gone. Like you're done. Like you're gonna have to pay for all that child support. Low wages, working a hole in the wall job, exactly. Sometimes literally, fucking. Probably up in Czechoslovakia or something, you probably have some glory hole jobs or something. It's quite literal. Like there's some odd jobs out there, a ridiculous amount of positions that people don't realize, or they just don't want to do it. Some people capitalize on it and make shows about it, like Mike Rowe doing the dirty jobs thing. Like somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to go down there and clean out like sewage, or being a plumber, or being an electrician or something. People don't want to do it. Like a good amount of people don't want to do it, but somebody's got to do it. It's the thing. And if it's got to be you, then so be it. You're making money. Nobody wants to do it, but they're stuck doing it. So I just kind of want to get off my chest, I guess. I'm just kind of here lingering because I don't know what to do. Like I said in Discord, I don't really feel like doing much right now. Normal. Like, what is normal nowadays, right? We talk about the sense of normalcy, but what is really normal, Is normal just conforming, Because one of my old DeviantArt friends says he hates conformism. I think it is, just conforming. But what is really conforming? Just having a job, just working at a grocery store or a fast food joint or something. Is it really conforming? I don't know. I'd rather not conform. But if that's how you're going to have to live, then that's how you're going to have to live. You have to be lucky. You got to strike gold. Something. Mugen Lord is one of those few, because he has the whole 3D work that he can do, and he makes a huge living off of that, from what he says. I don't know. What's up, Jessica? How are you doing today? Or tonight? Yup. Who else hates huge corporations? I do. They think they know better, but they don't. They want to try and get feedback, but do they really get the right feedback? Tough to say what normal truly means. Hell, what is even the dictionary definition? Just conforming? Something along those lines? Is it really conformism? Is it really being normal? Conforming to a standard. It's just like I said. The usual, the typical, the expected. Is there really anything? Because that changes every day. It changes every day. Well, it's good to hear you're good, Jessica. It's weird nowadays, isn't it? Every day something new kind of changes the meta, doesn't it? Kind of changes what's normal. The SJWs and LGBT, that's kind of normal nowadays, isn't it? Because we just kind of see them every day. Furries and bronies, that's kind of normal, isn't it? Because they've been around for years, so... Is that normal? It's typical for us. It's typical for the furries. It's typical for anime fans, otakus, whatever it is. That's normal to us. But is it really normal? I don't know. Yeah. Probably. Or it might just be spitting nonsense. But that's just kind of what it feels like nowadays, doesn't it? To me, normal is just working my job and then coming back home and streaming for a while. Just playing video games and talking here. That's my normal. But is it normal to society? Probably not. Probably not. I'm one of the few that actually streams this often. So it's probably not normal. There's only a few that I know that stream as well as me, kind of around my workplace. Hell, most of the games I play here is not normal. Most people go into their fucking war zones, or their Cold Wars, or their Apex Legends, or their Fortnites, or their Minecrafts, Phasmophobia, Among Us, whatever it is. I don't play any of those. I don't play any of those. I hate all of those. Warzone I could probably get into, but it's too much. It's too much on my computer, and it's shitty on my system too, on my PS4. Right? It's unnormal, I guess. It's not normal for other people probably, but people are trying to kind of capitalize or get in on this piece of bread that we know is Twitch or YouTube and trying to make a quick buck off of it. I can't, it seems. Twitch is the closest I've ever got. Like, I streamed a good amount to get that affiliate, and even then it kind of feels like I'm always falling behind, because I don't really want to be commercialized, you know? I don't feel like I'm good enough to be commercialized. Like, to get these sponsorships by Raid Shadow Legends or, you know, ExpressVPN or what have you. I don't have, I feel, what it takes to be sponsored by those companies, especially with how I work and whatnot. Like, I want to be fully myself, but here I feel like I'm around things that it's not good enough, you know? Like, I would have to be committed fully to this, I feel like, to be able to make a living off of this as well. Like, an actual living. Here is like, I can make maybe $100 per year, if that. And that's pushing it. That's if I get lucky, bruh. YouTube doesn't even give me the option to clip or have a super chat, because I don't have like 10,000 subscribers, or 1,000 apparently for clips, because PunkJ can clip, but I can't clip because he has 1,000+ subscribers. I have like 300, if that. What's up, Borky?
What's up?
How's it going?
I'm fine. Fine. I just want to say, you might feel that because you might not, be doing what you feel like you should be doing, that you're not good enough. But that's false, because you have to always remember that it's a marathon, not a race. It ain't about coming in first. It ain't about coming in second. It ain't even about coming in last. It's about finishing. You have to always remember that, and life will give you curveballs.
Right.
Someone who has been in that position where I would just, like the way you said, like you would just work, come home from work, play video games. That's pretty much what I used to do. When I really, worked, I would work, come home, other than, video games, probably watch anime or something. And that's it. I mean, it's not about, trying to, because conforming to the idea of what is normal. We are, like, for a lot of us, it can depend on what we define as normal. Because for me, when I was very young, I used to think I would, work a job, meet a nice girl, get married, have kids, and that's it. That's what I would consider normal. But it doesn't always pan out that way that we want it to.
Certainly not.
And I feel like most time life has a way of hitting us with curveballs, and right now we gotta, we might be down by points, but we're gonna hit those curveballs that they throw at us. We're gonna knock them out of the park, and you got to keep your head up, even when you feel like, oh, these people, are getting more success about it. One thing I will say, enjoy what you do. Don't do it just because it gets you, it allows you to afford the things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Love what you do. Like, if you feel like art is your passion, or music, or anything, pursue that. Like, it ain't about like, oh, I can only do this certain amount of time. It's about at least doing it once a day. Even if you don't do it 24/7, at least if you do it once a day. Just, if you want to draw once a day. It ain't gotta be a stream about it. You can just do it on your own. I know, we probably would like for you to stream so we could, be in here and chill together and joke and everything. But sometimes you do have to be selfish. And I know you're a very selfless person.
Right, because I love streaming here.
No, it's not about streaming. You just love helping people. You're a very selfless person.
Yeah, I just want to hang out.
I know you got a good heart, bro.
Right, I try.
Yeah, man, you're very good at it. Then if you're trying, I mean, because it seems like you do it flawlessly. You just got such a good heart. Even like sometimes where I feel like, wow, it's difficult for me to try to have a good heart sometimes, because just the way that I've had to, go through the world, it's made it where sometimes I didn't want to be, that I didn't want to have a kind heart, that the people who I showed my kindness to took it for granted.
Right.
But there are people, but there are people like you and everybody else that I've come in contact with that remind me why I am glad that I have this heart of mine.
Yeah. So I'm glad for everyone here too. Right. I'm very grateful.
So like, I know, like, these jobs can be real stressful. I know you might not feel like you're in the shape that you want to be in. You might feel like you're not doing everything that you should be doing, or you're sick and tired. You want something to change. It's a normal thing. I'd be thinking about, like, man, I really want just things just to change. And then just life just always just feels like it's going fast it's going smoothly for everyone else, but that's always from the facial point of view of like what we see on the outside. We don't know, everybody usually has their own demons in the closet. So I don't want you to feel like, I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to feel like you can't do anything, because you can.
What's up, GJ Paulo? How's it going? Yeah, that's not mostly what this stream is about. It's more just venting my frustrations of how is this a thing still, I don't want to be big. I've already expressed this. Like, I just want us to have like a hangout spot, If anything, my passion is just hanging out with people, because I don't really care about specifically gaming or specifically doing art. I just kind of want to hang out with people, just have a good time, because this is what I love doing.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. So yes, we that's what we want to do. My biggest thing is, like, I know eventually there will be a time where we won't
be together.
Yeah.
It might just be inevitable that we have to drift apart at some point, and it's gonna suck, but
yeah, it does.
I want us to have as much good times as possible, That's Nova, what's going on, bro?
That's the very important thing.
Right.
That's a very important thing for the memories, because I've drifted apart many circles, but
Right.
I always remember the good times.
Yeah. I appreciate
You
it,
know,
Nova.
even my IRL group of friends, like we're not as close as we used to be.
Right. And
But
all those memories got lost because I wasn't recording any of it really, because we had like a couple videos here and there, but most of those memories are just in our heads now. You know.
that's the most important thing you can record
Right.
in your memories. It
You
ain't
don't
about
have to share
have,
it. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, it ain't about having it on, you know, it ain't about having it documented.
Right.
It's about your mind documented.
Yeah.
That's how you know that it's real. It ain't, you know, I know we wish we could record like
Yeah.
certain moments.
I'm just
And
pretty much putting it out there that we're the only ones that experienced it. Nobody else has. So it is special
yeah,
for us, yes.
right.
But
And that,
if you tend to forget those memories, then it's just, then it's lost forever. Especially when you have a brain like mine, it just kind of drifts away. So a lot of the good times you had, you just kind of forget.
it's literally impossible for me to forget. Like I might forget probably a lot of things that I guess,
It's that elephant memory, bro. I'm telling you.
yeah, like yeah, because I remember, I remember a lot of stuff. I just, I remember, just when we first met in like Swagger King's stream and everything. I remember first playing Nova and Street Fighter 5 and like how he was like, he said like, I'm not that good, and like look at him, he got what, you get gold, I think, or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
bro,
He's got a
like,
godlike Karen.
right. I remember the last time I really played him, like I couldn't do anything against him. That's when I knew. I was like, if he wanted to pursue that, it's there.
Right.
But it's a goal. It's a
Yeah.
goal. Like it ain't necessarily about have your name in bright lights. It's about just doing something. Because I think I told Shadow Fox this. Like I don't want to be famous. I just want to be successful. It doesn't matter what form of what I'm doing, even if it were to be music, art, or etc. I would just want to be successful. I don't need my name in bright lights or whatnot.
Right. Because then you're under a microscope, so any little thing that you might fuck up on, people will capitalize on.
Right. And plus, like I have this thing where I would never want to alienate anyone who would probably enjoy what I do because of, their their beliefs or, what they identify as or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, we met up like, shoot, 2012-ish?
Nah,
2014-ish?
no. Us?
Yeah, all of us in Swagger streams and whatnot. Was it 2014? Somewhere around there?
Nah, it's probably 2016, I want to say.
That almost feels too long, but you might be right.
2016 or 20, it's out 2016 or 2017. But I just remember, that was like when I first came to that stream where you and Reason were playing Street Fighter 5, and I came in there.
Damn, 2017.
And it was just,
it's felt so much longer.
right. It's just crazy. Like I said, those late night sessions, Monster Hunter, where we were just kicking the shit, talking about Ed and Eddie and King of the Hill.
Yep, shooting
I
shit.
wouldn't trade that for anything in the world, man.
Right.
And it was just good times, man.
Yeah.
Just being able to just, talk to Reckless, that was pretty dope. Because, I always just, I kind of, I ain't gonna front, before I just really got a chance to, him being in there with it, I kind of thought like, maybe he would, he probably wouldn't care for us that much. He probably like, oh, these dudes kind of lame and whatnot. But I've never been so happy to be wrong.
Right.
He's an awesome guy.
Right. Just like Dyson.
Yeah.
Awesome,
right,
dude.
Dyson, all of them.
All of them are awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why we stuck with them for so long, because they're really just a bunch of chill dudes that love video games and stuff,
Right. They brought us together from, Mugen and everything, just brought us all together. Just remember I was talking to Shadow Fox about, you know, when we started going to the UEM streams. And I would say I remember, you know, we all played, you know, when all three of us, we played him in Street Fighter 5, you know, and I still remember that. And I remember that one time he was playing like Crash Bandicoot, I think it was 3 Warped, and like we were like really mad because he was on this one level for, it felt like 3 or 4 hours. We were like, come on, just leave it and end the stream and whatnot.
Right, but he just really wanted to pass that level because it's the one that's plagued him forever.
Right, and it's things like, just so many things, man.
Right.
I remember playing you in MVCI, and then I go ahead and then I played you in Tekken, and you just mopped the floor with me. It was just fun times, like,
yeah.
Just, you know, sometimes just playing like early in the morning.
It's all good games, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just playing like early in the morning, the first time Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I was getting like frustrated at your Majin Buu. I was like, oh, that's all you do, you know, and you just like, you know, you weren't arrogant about it. You were just like, you want to keep playing. We just kept playing.
Right.
Just things like that, like.
And then later on, it became vice versa because I didn't know what to do against like Dragon Rush and whatnot. So it's all back and forth when it came to fighting games, you know.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm just going through just memories. It's not so much of, you know, the results or anything. I'm just going through memories.
Yep.
You know, it's just
because that's just how I kind of remember it as well. So like they were all special for sure, but I feel like the most fun that we have is when we're just playing together. You know, co-op stuff.
I remember I dropped the game-winning combo against Shadow Fox very early. Hey man, you just got better. Like I just remember, like just playing. I just remember playing that one set against you, and I was like, man, I can't do anything against them. Like it was just
gave us all problems. What's up, Nova?
Right.
I see you in the voice chat. What's going on, bro?
Oh, wow, Nova has appeared into the voice chat.
Wild Nova's
What's up,
appeared.
Nova?
Old legendary Pokemon himself.
Right.
Yep. Pokemon.
Pokemon. Right.
You got anything you want to say, man? You know?
I just want to tell Durs, I mean, I guess I kind of joined the stream kind of late, but like from what I'm picking up on, you know, it's just like I kind of guess it's kind of weird because it's funny. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think about stuff like at work, and then like sometimes I swear YouTube reads my mind, and I swear I come home and then like whatever I was thinking of is kind of like related. But this will come back. It's gonna seem like sidetracked at first, but this will come back, I promise. But I don't know if any of you are like familiar with the film titled "The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind."
Sadly, no.
No.
All right, well, it's this film, and it stars Jim Carrey, and he like it's kind of like a love story, like romantic thing, but aside from that, like the general concept is pretty much like they live in a world where there's a clinic that has like this device that they can put on their head, and they can clear like specific memories from their brain, but like it's for like psychological, like weird film or whatever, but it kind of goes back to what you're saying about like wishing you could like, you know, just like kind of encapsulate specific memories or whatever, like. And it's funny because I was just thinking about, because I'm gonna tie it into like one of my projects or whatever, and it was something I was thinking about earlier today, where it's like certain memories I really wish I could just like literally like play over, but I have no recollection of them aside from like my memory. But it's kind of like, I don't know, it's as much as you would like to, you know, have it like something you could just and relive in a sense, it's kind of better to just like have it in your memory.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to explain it. Like, it's just funny that I was thinking about all that today because I was thinking about like this conceptual thing of how I would put it together or whatever, and it just kind of all tied in. But no, really, like I said, like I've been coming to these streams since I was like 17, and I'm 22 now. That's how fast like time flies. But I mean, you guys witnessed like a lot of like my adolescence and certain things. I mean, it's still like very reserved, I guess, like just by nature or whatever. But I mean, like, if you guys see me like do some kind of crazy shit, or like I'm not but you know, like I've been around long enough to like share some of it with you guys. But like I said, like I was 17 when I first started talking to you guys. Like I didn't know anything. I was 17. I was a child.
Right.
I thought I knew it all. I didn't know anything. I still don't. But like,
shit, you're still borderline adult at that time. So I mean, you're learning.
Yeah, you were ascending to adulthood, and
Right.
that's the you're
just
learning.
You were just learning
Yeah,
adulthood at that point. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's just funny because like it's like I guess my actual like growth into like official adulthood or whatever you want to call it, like it's been like very tumultuous, but like IRL I really haven't like had like friends to like share that with or anything. But I mean, throughout this whole time, like it seems like such a short time, but in hindsight it's already been almost like half a decade. So I've shared a lot of like those things with you guys. Like you've got to, there's a lot of like stuff like you guys have heard like my first like recorded tracks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You've seen like some of like my first drawings when I was like trying like a first art style. Like talked to this man right here, Baka, about like my first times like actually like being in a relationship, experiencing like my first breakup with like a stupid bitch, but like it happened, it's part of life or whatever. Like or me being hospitalized for like having a manic breakdown and stuff like that, and then like just becoming a complete shut-in for like a year and a half from the streams until I felt like healthy enough to come back or whatever. But like you guys have like witnessed, you may not realize it, but, and that's what I guess I'm kind of saying this to you, Derps, because if you know, it's the whole, if you know, you I guess in a sense like dreading, like, because it, like as like Baka said too, like it is inevitable, because people, that's just how life works. Like people just don't stay in the same place forever, you know what I mean? Everybody's got to go and just do what they got to do or whatever. But it's like, even if we all stop talking like tomorrow, like I don't think you should like, I guess like mourn any of that. Like this is all like times you should look back on like very fondly, in my opinion anyway. Because like, again, like I don't know, maybe it's just a much more different experience for me because I've had like so much stuff happen in between or whatever. But I can honestly say like I have a lot of good memories like coming on these streams and stuff like that. Like, and it's I've changed very much like as a person from when I first started coming to like where I am now. I don't know. I'm still, I feel like a lot of my foundation is still very much the same, but I don't know if it's just like, I guess it comes with like growth and age naturally, where it's like I feel like I have a better understanding of things now. I articulate very differently and things like that.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of like coming to these streams and stuff like this and like having like, I guess just like an avenue where I can like express like all these interests I've had like since a young child. But again, like in real life, I've just always had so much trouble like connecting with people, especially like amongst my peers, because it's like I just always seem to like by nature differ from them in one way or another. Even if I find common ground with them, it's like it can never be like specific. Like it's like, oh, like these guys like anime, like, well, what animes do you like? And it's like, oh, my favorite anime of all time is The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and none of them know what the fuck it is. So it's like I'm already excluded from that, you know what I mean? And it's always kind of been that way for me. But it's like these streams and like you guys, like especially you two like, you know, we're the Sonic R boys, you know what I mean? Like it's always been like our little trio or whatever. But it's like, you know, it's you guys especially, but it's, you know, still everybody, you know, Mugen Lord and his whole community, and Swagger and Shadow Fox and Dyson and all of them. It's like, it's just always been, I've been very grateful to have, like, especially like I said, and going through the peak of like my adolescence and like the most like turbulent years I've experienced in the past like 4 years or so, where it's like I've had like an avenue to like express all these interests I've always had, but never had anybody to talk to about it. And it's with everything, like the movies I'm into, the music that I like, the games that I play, like the anime I watch, or like we're all into drawing and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I've never had like people like to really express all that to, because it's always been difficult for me to find common ground amongst my peers. And it's like, you know, I find it more specifically like harder for somebody like me, because again, it's like I don't operate like a normal person. Like again, nobody really knows what's exactly wrong with me, but you know, like I've spoken to Baka about this a couple of times, where it's like my mother and plenty like caseworkers, because I've, you know, when I was younger, like I had to, for like a lot of like the behavioral health things or whatever, I had to be monitored and go to like a lot of therapy and go to like special schools and have all these caseworkers and stuff like that. Right. And it's like nobody's ever like completely like officially diagnosed me with everything, but essentially anybody who's ever come in contact with me and like worked with me in that type of way, like they are of the belief that like I'm somewhere on the spectrum. They don't know exactly where or what it is or whatever the hell, but it's like as I grow older, like I can kind of see it. Like am I still connected? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, my Discord went black for like a second. Like I guess I can kind of see it, and it's like I mean, it doesn't really matter to me ultimately, because like it doesn't mean much to me. It's kind of just like, okay, well, whatever. They'll label me as whatever the hell, and it doesn't mean much to me. But it's like, I guess it's by nature kind of why I have just trouble just being a person, like amongst other people, like in real life.
Feel that, yeah.
But you know, this community that we've built like through these streams the past few years, like it's been like a safe haven for me, where I can just come and just be me, and like you guys like accept it, and then it's like we have like so much stuff in common, or it's like even if we don't share like an exact interest, it's like just us sharing it with each other. Like I can like say like, oh look, I found this game, or I found this manga that I think is pretty cool, and I can tell you guys about it, and then like we'll still have discussion about it. You know what I mean? Like it's just something I've always been like appreciative of. So I guess I say all that to say, like, just like, you know, I don't think you should really like feel grief over the sense that, you know, this is like not forever, or that, you know, that there's been a lot of things like missed, or that, you know, time has gone so fast, or you haven't taken it all in, or whatever it may be, because it's me anyways, like we already done like more than enough. Like it could all end today and I'd be completely fine with it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're right.
Sorry for that rant.
No, you're fine.
Nah, you good.
No, I want to keep the good times rolling if I can, but you're right. Shadow X Cross, what's up, bro? And Justin Ordinary Orange Suck. I think that sus among us is G word, but manga cringe. But yeah, yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I don't really feel sad if like these things will eventually drift apart or anything like that. That's why I stream so much, because I appreciate all these memories and everything that I can clip, because I want to learn from them. Everything that I stream I learn from, and I want to have fun, and I can just laugh about the times that we used to have, and all of it is precious to me. It's like I want to, like, half my motivation comes from streaming. So like when I art or a game or whatever, it's all because I felt like doing it, because I was motivated to stream and to actually play and whatnot. So every day is a new learning experience for me. So I could definitely understand where you're coming from with that, but definitely a lot of that comes from streaming for me. And everyone has their own motivation, well, like inspiration things that they happen to do, and mine is just happens to be streaming. Because like you said, it's really hard to find cliques that actually understand half the shit that you're into, you know? Like Haruhi Suzumiya is like, it's really hard to find people that also like that kind of thing. Or for me, it's like, it's like furries or anime or whatever you, some certain video game, anything like that. Because like I was just saying earlier,
excuse me, guys. I mean, dude's kind of, clearly a troll.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a Subway and Play.
Subway and Play.
Dude.
I was reading it too. I'm like, I don't even know. Like, he's not. I hate when people troll, but then they can't even articulate. So it's like your joke is not connecting because it doesn't even make sense. It's
this
just
dude sounds like a kid.
Grammatically broken.
Yeah.
Right.
I always expect these with these Just Chatting streams every time, but I don't really care, honestly.
I was just scoping and see if we were gonna get anything intelligent, but of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry for expecting the best out of the worst.
Don't block, cry face.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
that'll be up to
no, most definitely. Agree with everything that you guys said. It's like, and it's just like just memories, man. Because I'm kind of like, we didn't block you. We just removed the dumb stuff you were saying. That's all we did.
Chat.
I don't even know. That's some millennial type shit. I have no idea.
That's the mid Kanye album that just came out.
Oh yeah.
Still better than the garbage Drake album that just came out. Though.
Yikes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, it's like just important, man.
Yeah, all of it is to me, at least. It holds a huge amount of importance to me because, like, you guys are like half the reason I'm here still, pretty much, is all these people that I can meet online that actually share all these, like, opinions and everything, and we can just talk about and just shoot the shit, It's really special to me. Like, I'm grateful for it every day. And if it does happen to fade out, and it's gonna suck, but, I'm still appreciative of all the times that we had, and that'll always be special to me.
It's a normal thing, It's just a part of life. It's like family, You always think you're gonna, because for some of us we have like we have siblings that we're close to, but eventually we're gonna you're gonna grow apart. One might want to start a family, someone might want to move away or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep. Hold on. Yeah. Right.
Big rip.
Yep.
Leave a rip in the chat, boys.
Hey, man. I'm not a big streamer, and I don't intend to be one. I just want to have like a hangout spot so we can just talk.
This is exactly.
No, you ain't gotta respond. You ain't gotta respond to him. I'll just remove him when he says. I just leave comment when he says stupid stuff because.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't mind backlashing a little bit though when he's wrong. Though.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't want to make this about him because it's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
go ahead.
I just want to say this. Like maybe for him that's his way of getting attention because he doesn't want to talk about his feelings. He feels like saying stuff like that is a way of as long as it gets attention, he feels valid.
Did he make a Smurf account?
Probably.
Fuck is this?
I don't know. I don't know. Some people have their own way of expressing their own sadness or anger or whatever. Some people don't have any friends and they just kind of want to lurk on other people's streams and give them a hard time.
Yeah.
Half of the reason why Twitch is having such a big problem with all these trolls.
Right.
They're taking advantage of something that the TOS doesn't protect them from.
And there's this thing, hate swatting, where,
bro,
there's that thing that's been going on with people who've been hate swatted. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, shit. When people used to get swatted back in the day, that shit was ridiculous. Because they would respond to any little thing, even if it wasn't true. Even if they didn't even look into it, you were just getting swatted. You would get arrested on the spot, and there was nothing you could do about it until you got out.
Right. It's crazy.
It's kind of
really
the America
crazy.
shit that is just ridiculous, bro. Like, it's got to change at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully it has, but I haven't kept up with it to really know. So it's kind of just the ridiculous shit like that. It's just high corporations and police and it's everything. It's silly, dumb shit like that happens.
Right.
It's like, why did this even happen in the first place? You're a multi-billion organization or billion-dollar organization, or you should know better at this point. Like, been around for decades. How would you not have this kind of thing happen to you before?
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. You know, a lot of people been getting swatted, and it's usually it's been racism raids that they've been getting on Twitch. The reason why a lot of people like a lot of content creators didn't want to stream on I think it was Wednesday because of that, and it made sense because it's like, I mean, something like that. I feel like Twitch is letting people down with that because, you know, you build this platform. You know, that was for a long time. I really enjoyed platform because I used to watch all the fighting game events on there. Just being in the chat, probably when he was speaking to nobody, just there watching the matches and whatnot. It was just good times and everything.
Right.
And just to see it like now, it's changed so drastically to where, you know, most of the top streamers, you know, some of them are really good and the rest are just, you know, that. But that's all I'm gonna say on that. But
hot tub streamers and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's pretty ridiculous. All the T words. Yep.
Yeah.
S words.
Yeah, but you know, like I just never understood. You know, I get why they, you know, people coming there because, you know, that's their way of getting the attention. You know, like, oh, look at me, look how edgy I am. Blah blah blah. This stream is, you know, garbage. You know, it's like, but I'm like, bro, it's like, you know, they try to do it to the streamers that they won't feel bad about, you know, because oh, this is a small channel, like what, you know, like who cares?
Right.
Who cares, bro? Like,
they had
I
the
enjoy
choice of being like one of the biggest streaming platforms to being the hot tub and biggest streaming platform. They chose money, so that's what they just decided to do. Like, hot tub streams. Oh yeah, let's make it because it makes us more money.
Yeah. Well, I'm speaking solely about the person that came in earlier because, like, would you, like, I just think about it, I was like, would you rather come into a chat where it's full of people and you actually care about being in there because there's a bunch of people and you watch your comment get drowned, the person that you watch every day didn't even acknowledge it? I'd rather be in this quote unquote small stream where I can actually
communicate.
Yeah, that we can communicate. Cause like I told Shadowfox, like, you know, UEM blows up, I'm gonna miss those, you know, small intimate streams because I feel like I can get to know the person more. Like when it's a bunch of people, and then, you know, like there's trolls in there. Oh, I'm gonna go in the sub mode, you know, and you're like, oh crap, I'm not a subscriber, and I don't have money to subscribe like that. Like, what are you gonna like?
We're the silent ones because we don't have the money.
Right. So you got to feel like not only do you have to feel bad because you're broke, you got to feel bad because there are people like that out there. And it's a shame because
and you're
I feel
not in
like
that mod circle because you can pretty much only speak if you're a mod too.
Right. Yeah, but it's like I be wondering. I'm like, do those people have friends? Like, you can have friends online. You can also have friends IRL, but you have to.
But they certainly don't show it if that's the way they want to do it. Because it was just like I was telling Swagga earlier. It's like the Mugen community is huge, and that's great. But there's also, because it's so huge, there's a huge portion of toxic people out there too. And there's people that want to do these projects and stuff without having to pay, because having to try and make money off of Mugen or Ikemen is really freaking tough because it's an open source engine. And then I
Exactly.
was sitting there trying to explain, like, Mugen is not that hard to port to Ikemen Go. The whole layout is the same. The only thing is trying to get the fonts and everything sized right. But if you do that, you're going to have less crashes in net play. That's really freaking important nowadays. And if you're trying to parsec that, it's a pain in the ass, and I hate seeing it.
Parsec is trash.
Parsec is trash.
Yeah, it really
and you have to
is
like pay
trash.
for it to be like slightly better, and it's still not even good enough. Like, I would still be playing Radman VPN if I had the choice.
Right.
I was telling them,
unfortunately,
like,
it doesn't work for me anymore.
Yeah, sadly, Radman with him, I guess, don't work.
As we learned the other day.
Yeah. I feel like it could. It's just that day it didn't. And I still kind of want to play Cry of Fear and see if we can get it working, but...
I mean, I'm completely off this weekend. My boss didn't ask me for any overtime, so if you want to try tomorrow, we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I got the rest of the weekend off, so luckily, because if it was any other weekend, like the first weekend of the month, I would have had to work. But luckily not.
I will say this. I want to say this to Nova about CLB. There are only 2 songs that I like on there. That's Knife. What's it?
Knife Talk.
Yeah, Knife Talk, because we got Project Pat on there, and you know, me being from Memphis, of course, I love. You know, and 21 Savage, he did his thing. You know,
yeah, he was alright on that.
Yeah.
Well, 21 was good. The beat is like what's like, but it wasn't a bad track.
Still raps?
The beat's just very simplistic, but that's always been the style of like southern rap, where it's kind of like
the normal nowadays. I feel like
it's the less is more kind of thing about those beats.
Right. Why work hard on a beat when you can just kind of portray what you want to say and then still make money?
But my personal favorite on that there, because there's only 2 songs I really like on there. You only live twice, because that kind of put me in my feelings a little bit because of how the beat sounded like something out of 2010 or something. I was like, bro, this got me like, bro. Like, I'm at work getting off for the weekend. Bro. Like, I haven't heard, Wayne or Drake sound like that. And because I like that, bro, that sounds like an old Drake flow. And, even Wayne, like, that sound like...
I'm pretty sure it's because Wayne was on it. So they had to, because they were like the duo back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne and, even Ross, he did his thing on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, man, that was it. Like, everything else, I was like, yeah, you could have just kept that, that CLB. Like, that ain't even, like I said, that ain't even in my, like, the best album that came out this week was what's her name, Jenna? I don't know if it's Genevieve or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I just love, like, her music. Is kind of has this kind of, like, her voice is like very melodic and whatnot.
The only shit I've been listening to that came out recently is the new West Side Gun album. It came out last week, and he has the side B coming out next week.
What's up, Scatters? I see you in the voice chat.
What's up, Scatters?
Hope you're alright, man.
Yeah, man. Just got some things I wanted to get off my chest,
Yeah, you can let it out, man. Already let it out, I say.
Maybe.
I mean, if you got something you want to say, Scatters, I mean, I feel like we've all...
All I can say is my life sucks, that's all.
2 heckles, man. I think that speaks volumes right there.
Don't we all?
Yeah, man. Trying to get...
But then again, I can't let it out when I'm being serious now.
Freaking C-virus and whatnot. I understand, though.
That's all I can say.
It was just like what I was saying earlier. I don't like to present myself. On YouTube, What's up, Ashton? I don't like to present myself as being toxic or like being angry at something, because I like to have fun here, but
I just want to have fun. Even though I'm a bit like salty and all, I don't want to let it out unless I move myself a bit, I guess.
Or unless it's TF2, I guess.
Unless it's TF2, fuck that game sometimes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a lot of stressors out there in life. It's just, we bottle it up so much because we don't want to, like, let it out on people. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're adults now, and
I mean, the only thing that I want to rant right now is my heart.
Maybe
And
I
people
still think your
commission
art is
me
great.
sometimes. That's all.
And it's
Like I
tough
can't
to like
even
measure
get
your
a lot
art
of
because
commission
of
from
how
me.
much of the money you make off of your art, because that's what people
Problem
measure
is,
it
even if I try to
or likes,
higher my prices, no one will want it anyway.
right? Because they want to have it
That's
at
why
a
that's the
small
problem when I
price.
try to lower the price. If I lower the price, I get a lot of fees because PayPal sucks ass.
Yeah, man, and Stripe too, apparently.
I'm over PayPal.
Yeah.
And plus, I
PayPal is
don't
trash.
think a low price will help for me. But oh well.
Right. Scatters, it's sadly is his only option from what we could gather because of his country.
But now I don't get much commission, sadly. Well, the only thing that can help is you.
I just think it's just a bad time right now because there are still people that, well, I feel like it can't go back to work and whatnot.
That's what I was saying earlier. It's like nowadays it's much easier.
I'm pretty sure that's
back
another
in the
Smurf,
day.
by the way, Baka.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All
Ashton.
right.
I don't know, but I was saying like it's easier nowadays and harder at the same time because there's so many people that are oversaturating this community with trying to be a successful artist or whatever. You have to really shine to be able to make money, and that's the hard part that you have to kind of get over. It really depends on what you're trying to do and how unique you are compared to everyone else.
Yep.
What do they come for your channel for, basically? Like,
Right.
Are you the person that does the animation? Are you the person that does the funny thing with the voice acting or whatever? It's different for everyone.
Need a person that does the hentai.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how Makina makes all his money.
Yeah, most of the time when they come to your channel, it's something that they can benefit off of at the same time. They don't come for you. They come for if they can benefit off of your channel, is from what I see.
I
The
hate
majority, of course.
I hate internet provider.
Yeah, man.
Like there was stream, like a lot of those streams help a lot of people because that's where you see like when they donate, they like the streams really help me out when I'm going through a rough day. They always make me smile, like stuff like that. Like it's very important to remember that.
Right. It's like what I was talking with Swagga because he was like, "Oh, I haven't seen a tutorial to make an Ikemen from a Mugen screen pack or whatever." I'm like, "You could watch my stream and I could walk you through it. It's not hard, And then I did a quick YouTube search and lo and behold, it's right there. But it's easier for me to just talk directly to people and be like, "Oh, this is how you do it. Let me go to this file. I'll show you." It's much easier than me just trying to put a tutorial video that somebody might not even watch all the way through because they don't have the attention span.
Yeah.
It's like, well, did you read the description? Did you actually watch the video? I was like, no, I just wanted to be there and I was hoping for a quick explanation. Well, it's not that fucking simple. It really does piss me off sometimes, but I can understand that people just don't have the same attention span that, other people should. Even if they're adults. Like, they're grown-ass adults and they still can't, watch through a whole thing. And I can understand it, because I don't even have the time to watch everybody's videos, so,
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, just do what, you just do what you can. Like I said, it's a marathon, not a race.
Right.
And
I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush.
And we all put this pressure on ourselves, like, oh, I need to get this before I'm this. I need to have this before I'm this. I want, I should get married before I'm like, you can't put that pressure on yourself. You'll destroy yourself that way.
Yeah.
And you notice I have no real goals for like the streaming layouts and whatnot. I don't put any donation goals or anything. I just want us to have a good time,
Right.
And if we double up and like learn stuff and just kind of laugh, that's it for me. Like that's all I want.
Right.
I'm in no rush to be big. I don't need to be sponsored or anything. I just like us to be together.
Want to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Want to have fun, man.
Yeah.
Like it's that's reason like I told Shalfa, like I said, if I'd rather be successful than famous because those are two different. Those are completely two different things.
Right. The only thing that I
That's how I
want
like in my
is
music
small
too.
streamers to stop getting cucked. That's all I want. Is for us small streamers to stop getting silenced because the bigger streamers overshadow them completely.
Yeah.
And even the big streamers complain about this type of stuff, like false flagging and whatnot on Twitch and YouTube. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You get freaking yeeted for saying the slightly wrong thing on YouTube and Twitch, unless you're LTG, and then you just get to say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I am pretty surprised that guy has not been kicked off the platform yet.
The slow BBC busting all over your mom's face.
Let's ban the small streamers. And give me one of 3 ads. Fuck you, Twitch.
Exactly. No mic until donation. That kind of shit. I'm pretty sure he's been kicked off.
No donation. I'm
platforms.
turning off the mic.
Right, because Etika had that problem too, where he was kicked off of YouTube and Twitch, and then he went back to YouTube.
Well, Etika got away with a lot of wild stuff for a long time. It was like more like toward the end of things where like he started to run into like a lot of trouble with it.
You're right, but how many people have also gotten away with also that type of shit? Because Raka Raka was pretty freaking out there. They shit on camera and defaced a whole freaking billboard, streamed it live and everything. It's that one example of the shit that people get away with all the time.
It's that power of influencers. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain
the fucking
influencers.
cinnamon challenge, the planking challenges and shit. There's just dumb shit that just happens every fucking day.
The milk crate challenge.
Yeah. Now the milk crate challenge.
The worst.
The fucking worst, bro.
The worst.
It's just one person that gets magnified and gets flagged for it.
Maybe they should do shut the fuck up challenge. That's what they need to do.
And then it's just nothing. Oh well.
Yeah. Because annoying challenge.
Yeah.
Yep, but everyone wants to feel special, so they just kind of ride the bandwagon of some challenge or something that's trending nowadays.
Yeah, because we live in a world where, likes and retweets.
Yep. They value. They pretty much put the value on you.
Yeah, they have more value than the person themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame.
Yep.
The clout.
They all want that clout. Exactly.
Want the clout. They don't care how they get it.
Mm-hmm.
They just want it.
Mm-hmm.
People
will literally die for it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I've seen people throw their life away, for that clout. I just don't.
It's just like with Boot Gang.
Yeah.
But then he changed his life around and now he's about God and all that. But it's like I mean, good for him, but the damage is also kind of already done.
Yeah.
Literally, he's got tattoos all over his face.
Yeah, I feel like he's turned himself around for the better. Just gonna
follow him forever,
because I feel like that No Jumper interview for him when he
passed out.
Yeah, that was that wake up call, because I think he did a video. He put clown makeup on because he said that's what he was. He was a clown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy that he's turned his life around, and he's trying to he's trying to give advice to a lot of people that have done the stuff, that doing the stuff that he does. But like you said, the damage has been done. He's got all those crazy tattoos on his face, and sometimes I feel like when people get that stuff, that might be a cry for help. Because I remember what's this guy, Post Malone? He said the reason that he has all that stuff on his face because he feels like, he's an ugly guy. Like no one would even want to be around him if he didn't look like that. I was like, that's crazy.
Triple X Temptation was another example, I feel like, because he was going through a whole bunch of shit, and then he turned his life around too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still fucked up.
Well, X was just like see, the reason X, I don't know, for me, my
had a lot of underlying problems that we probably
that's what I was gonna say.
About.
Like my stuff with X is kind of like the reason I still hold him in I guess kind of high regard, and everybody's always like, oh, why do you X is whatever, they can say whatever they want about him, it's fine, but it's because I identify with a lot of the stuff about X, because even if it's not relating to me specifically, it's still a lot of his issues are very common amongst my peers or the people I grew up with. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's why I've always identified with X, because I just feel like I've met like people like him like a million times in my life. You know what I mean? And I can see like me and him have like had like a lot of like, I guess, the way he viewed a lot of like things, especially like with like mental illness and stuff like that. I related to a lot. So
Yeah.
I will always hold X in high regards. Like I have plenty like of like lyrics about him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to relate to somebody 100% to be able to still share some sort of relation to them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like, people are still to this day, and they're always gonna like drag him into the dirt because he like beat the shit out of his girlfriend when he was 16. But it's
Right.
like, okay, like I don't condone what he did. It doesn't mean that I excuse what he did, but I completely understand why he did what he did. Because if you understand how he grew up and where he grew up and the stuff he went through, and then the issues he was having with her, it's like, well, yeah, somebody who has this type of issues that have never been treated at that age, it's not a very surprising like reaction for him to have like to the situation that was going on. Again, it doesn't mean that I condone it or excuse it, but it's like, oh, so because he did that when he was 16 years old, mind you, he was 16 years old, he deserved to be dead at 20, but that's the Twitter world for you, so.
Right. Just the internet and everything in general. Because
Yeah.
you do one bad thing and it's just enough for everyone
Yeah,
to
it
react
follows you
to.
forever.
It's the thing that
Yeah.
defines you for the rest of your life.
Right.
Until you're dead, pretty much. For some
And-
people. Until they
and
actually
it-
just turn their life around and can forgive you.
And it's a shame, because if you look at the handful of celebrities that have been called out later in life about things, and like all these people are coming forward like, oh, they did this. I'm like, why didn't you say anything now? Oh, I don't think no one would believe me. Why?
Yeah.
If I don't understand that logic. Like,
Hashtag
We're-
Me Too shit is
Yeah,
what that
yeah,
makes
like,
me
I'm
think
like-
of.
like regardless,
Mhm.
regardless,
If you see something wrong, fucking speak up
right?
about
Say
it.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like when I went to game night not that long ago, we had this little game about I think it was called trolleys and choices or whatever. You're supposed to like run over the track that you hate the most, and it came up with like Tom Hanks as one of them, and apparently he's known to this one person as being part of the whole Pizzagate scandal and pedophiles and whatnot. I'm like, how is this like wholesome dude now responsible for like this whole like Russia Pizzagate shit? It's what people kind of just focus all their attention on once they hear about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like everybody's known for something, and unless they want to like learn more about them, that's just kind of what they're defined as when they just look at one thing.
Now with this one, I think this is person that sometimes they're in Shadow Foxes and moving Swagger King's chat.
Yeah, I've seen DJ
Yeah.
Pilo before,
Yeah, just want to be sure.
right? I
Oh.
have everyone with a hint of doubt.
Yeah, you gotta
know?
forgive me. You gotta forgive me for kind of like being on the edge, because we've gotten a lot of trolls and whatnot.
Right.
A lot of 6ix9ines.
Yeah.
Something like that. You know, I try and keep the chat pretty moderated and whatnot. A lot of banned words and stuff just in case, but I don't really care too much about like people kind of trolling the chat and whatnot, because it's just kind of what we do. Like we troll on Mugenlord's chat too, but
Yeah, but I mean,
there's always an
compared
extent
to
to
like,
it. Yeah.
well, I mean, when I see my friend, freaking spilling his heart and soul on, in this live stream, and we got people trying to make, look how edgy I am, more sussy, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, shut up, bro.
Right. It's not funny.
Yeah.
I don't
Like, I don't
even
care
mind
about
edginess. For me, it's funny because kind of how like I guess my sort of dark sense of humor is like I don't even
It's
the concept of it. It's just like I hate when it's like not funny or not creative at all.
Yeah,
Like,
it's for me. It's levels to this shit. Like I don't mind. Like I said, I love my dark and gray humor just like anybody else. But it's just like, when people come in like, oh, you don't sound intelligent at all, or manga cringe. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like,
It's one
bro,
of those
like
cancer kids. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm so funny because I know about mangas and anime and
Yeah,
shit.
everything's fine, Ryu. We're just talking.
Yeah.
yeah,
I kind of
everything's
just
fine.
wanted to chat today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't
Yeah.
really want to specifically stream like a game or anything. I just kind of wanted to talk. Because
I'd be
just
wanting to
kinda
do
reached
streams
that
like
boiling
that too,
point.
but I just
Yeah.
don't, honestly.
Yeah, I just kind of reached a boiling point where I'm like, okay, Twitch and YouTube are really being ridiculous right now. Because Twitch is holding the streamers responsible for monitoring their chat even when the stream is off. That makes no sense to us.
That actually happened to Daquan Wilshire.
Hmm.
I guess he's a YouTuber, I guess.
Yeah.
Where people in his stream were saying in his Twitch chat were saying the S word, and it got him kicked off of Twitch because of what they were saying.
And this was an older problem, but it only just got brought up again because of all these other streamers getting banned for just ridiculous shit.
Right.
Because people will do it in the stream and then they'll, flag you. But now they can do it off the stream too. It's ridiculous.
Right. It's bad.
Right.
I think people are like, it's like it kind of similar to what was happening like in the late early 2000s and whatnot, I guess. Late 2000s, wherever people like just false flagging people left and right,
The whole adpocalypse and shit was happening.
Yeah,
and YouTube freaking legends or heroes and whatnot. That shit was ridiculous. Like, you would get flagged for little shit and it would make no sense. Like, I think it was Chazu got like flagged for child pornography or some shit, and it had nothing to do with that. They were just playing Mugen.
Yeah, you know how people just wanna they wanna try to just destroy people for no reason. That's their dopamine or whatever, like just causing other people misery. It's I think I remember someone saying something like some people feel at ease when they're helping somebody. Other people feel at ease when they're causing other people to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah, but it's the truth though. They love ruining people's lives, Some people, that's their dopamine rush. It's like, how can I ruin somebody's life today? Can I kill them? Can I ruin their career? Can I do something?
It's just like when those influencers do those. I'm about to do a so and so prank video, or it's like, calm down, it's a prank, bro. Or you be seeing these kids like asking girls like, oh, what do you rate me from 1 to 10? I'm like, bro, do you realize how much low self-esteem do you have to have for you to ask somebody that? Like, it's like you're fishing for compliments.
Right.
And
yeah, I seen that shit on Twitch recently too. People just go out on the street and just pretty much rate them on the street, or just kind of talk to them and record them without their permission.
Right. And it's the other, what's the other one? It's like what's the weirdest thing you've ever done with someone? It's like, bro, like people are just snitching on them, and I hate to see it because it's young people. It ain't like no older people. He's like freaking.
I mean, older people to an extent, but they also have a bigger platform.
Like
news network.
It's funny too because I just subscribed to this YouTube channel today.
Because instantly I was thinking about this Fox News thing. Sorry to interrupt, but
okay.
This dude went to New York Chinatown. He was basically interviewing a bunch of Chinese people without their permission, and he was just being as racist as possible, pretty much. So,
they do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Now, what was the person, Nova?
Oh, his name is is Joey B Tunes. That's the name of the channel. But he just. His whole thing is just covering like narcissism and like social media cringe, but it's like it's hilarious the way he does it. And I was just watching some of it today, and it was like showing like the whole like this is why why I just have never been able to really like communicate or like connect with my peer group and stuff like that. And it's like I just started like recently using Facebook like again, and I like don't post shit on it like at all. I just
I'm the same.
Yeah.
and like when I eventually start it'll be because like I'm releasing music and I'm just showing people that I'm releasing music, and if anybody likes it or wants to have a discussion about it, that's where I'll talk to them about it. But other than that, for the most part, I really don't do anything with it. But then there's just like I don't know, like because I try to put myself like in the position of trying to do some of the things that like he like ridicules the people for, and it's like I don't know how you don't like curl into like a ball of cringe like of yourself. Like how do you bring yourself to do this? But I guess that just plays into the whole narcissism. But it's just like the whole thing of like with all the riots and stuff that were happening last year, where it's like and I've seen plenty of clips of it. Like it's not like the clips were surprising to me, but again, it's just him giving like the commentary on it, and it was kind of funny. But like it's stuff like where you just see like it'll be like a girl or whatever, and she's like like all and trying to be all cute with her outfit or whatever, but she'll have her boyfriend come and stand there with the phone, and it'll be like some guy like trying to like actually like repair like windows or something on a vandalized building, and she's like, "Oh, can I hold your drill really quick?" And I'm like cringing now, like just saying it. Yeah, and she'll get like in a dumbass position, like holding the drill, like acting like like she was like helping, and then have her boyfriend like take the picture so then they can post it on Instagram, whatever the hell, and be like, "Oh, go help your community." Like it's so, and then she's like, "Oh, thank you so much, sir." And she gives him back the drill, and then they hop in their Benz wagon and just dip, and I'm like, this is like.
It's just like
how do you not?
It's like when people were riding, you had like this girl up in yoga pants over standing.
Yep. He made fun of that one too. That same exact clip where it's like she's trying to act like she's so devastated looking at the building that she doesn't care about, but it's just that she wanted to poke her ass out in front of the camera, like in her see-through yoga pants, and have her boyfriend take a picture of it just so she can get attention from other men on social media anyway.
Politics and social media is its own freaking drama cesspool. Reminds me of the naked yoga shit that they allow on YouTube. It's kind of like that, They just kind of let them go pretty much anything, At least a certain few, but it's wild out there.
Right. Yeah. It is. It's bad.
Yeah. Because man, politics it gets so freaking toxic, bro. Like the whole like Black Lives Matter protests and shit. They'll turn around and make it reverse racism. It's crazy. Like it's all our fault for protesting, even though we're speaking up about something that's clearly wrong,
Is it possible to get one pair of shoes?
No.
Two happens. But yeah, it's pretty crazy out there, bro. Like, you see it on Twitter all the time. It's some new stupid drama or meme or whatever. They just gotta feel they feel the need to report it, basically. Even especially like conservative news and even liberal news too.
I was gonna say like the one thing I can't stand is really like just super fake and pretentious liberals, and I might have like a more like bigger disdain with this because I dealt with it firsthand, because I like slowly like witnessed like my ex evolve into just like this super cringe, just like fake woke SJW liberal, when like, and it's funny like when people like that like preach these ideologies and stuff like that, and it was specifically with her too, but it's not just me like ragging on her like specifically just to be angry about my ex or whatever, but like this is my first-hand experience, but I know there's millions of other people just like her out there. But it's like they say all these things, but then it's like, why don't you just focus, instead of like worrying about like all this like political stuff and all these like these movements or these ideologies you stand for, why don't you just worry about not being a shit person first and then do all that? Because you preach all this, but it's like, aside, like, fuck all the politics or any of this stuff, like, you're just a shit person yourself. Like that was very much her. Like, it annoyed me so much. Like, and then go ahead.
I'm gonna just let you finish before I say what I gotta say.
No, it's funny because she was like, again, because like my ex was a white girl, but it's like, you know, it's not only that she was white, but she was like you're super like white privileged white. Like she grew up rich and spoiled, like literally rich. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like you know, you know. Oh my God! I'm sure like any like most children, especially like if you're you know a minority or just like grew up just not rich or privileged or spoiled or whatever. Like we've all heard like our parents say this like line in one way or another to us where it's like if there's like a mess in the house or like you did something or like or you didn't do something, like we've all heard our parents tell us like you don't have any maids here. Like we've all heard that before. Like I know I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I know that's something that's been told to like most kids, but she actually had a maid and would throw a tantrum when her maid didn't pick up the mess that she made herself. Like that's when I knew I was like, yeah, you're just like from a completely different world and you just take it for granted and act like a spoiled little bitch even though you're like a legal adult at this point. But it was just stuff like that. But one thing that would like really annoy me, because it annoyed me when I saw it a lot on social media last year, but then like to see her like doing it like firsthand, I hated like when oh my God, like, and again, it's not even me trying to be racist, but it's because like, you know, it was with
June of Red on chat.
What's up, June? Yeah, I was gonna say hi. What's up, June?
Hello. But no, it was like with the whole like Black Lives Matter thing or whatever, like I really like hated that, like, oh man, and it's that guy that I just talked about too, he made a video about it too where it was like white people, and again, it's not me trying to be racist, it's just literally what I saw, and it was because of like the type of movement it was or whatever. But like when white people were like just trying to go, like just trying so hard and trying to go like so out of their way to like actively be offended like for them, or like be like overly like defended too in the same time, where it's just like, can you just shut up, like and just stop? Because it's like I completely understand you wanting to support and be an ally, but it's like you still gotta very much stay within your boundaries with all of this. And a lot of them just didn't seem to understand that. And then a lot of times it just felt so disingenuous because you could tell they were just doing it out of like a thing of like pressure, or them not wanting to be ridiculed themselves, or just because it was trendy. Literally. Because it was trendy. Like it was so annoying. And then I saw that happen with my ex so much, and it got so annoying because the one specific like incident with it that like really annoyed me is like every day at work I used to call her on my break, and I called her, and because she knows I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, right? Like, so I don't even remember how he was like brought up or whatever. I think we were talking about like Frankenweenie or something. I don't even remember. Nice. It's irrelevant. The whole point is just that Tim Burton was brought up, right? And she comes out of nowhere and she's like, oh, did you know that he's kind of like a terrible person? And I'm like, no, I didn't know Tim Burton's a terrible person. I'm like, how is he a terrible person? I would love to hear this. Like, tell me how. And she's like, oh, he did this thing that she's like, I like to describe it as like white splaining. She's like, when like when whites don't like want to acknowledge their privilege. Again, it would annoy me coming from her, because it's like, you're one of the most privileged whites I've ever met in my whole life. Like, and you take it for granted, and you act like the negative like connotation behind it or whatever. But anyways, she was like, she read something about Tim Burton saying that somebody asked him why there wasn't like enough representation of like other races in his movies or whatever, which is another like trend I'm getting tired of like in the media today anyway too. Yeah. But like his response was something like, oh, I've never watched a movie or anything and been like, oh, there's not enough like white people in this movie or whatever because he's white or whatever. And she was just like, oh, that was like really disrespectful. And I'm like, why is this offending you? This has nothing to do with you. Right. Like, why is this offending you? Because, yeah, exactly. Like, you're trying to say that like, oh, what he said was so offensive, like to the minorities or whatever. And I told her straight up, I'm like, I'm black and Puerto Rican, and you know what? I agree with him 1,000%. Like, I've never watched I don't watch Nightmare Before Christmas and be like, this movie is terrible because there's no Puerto Rican children in this.
Right.
That's dumb. Like, it doesn't matter. That whole idea, this whole like ideology of the representation thing in media that's become so trendy recently is like, it just makes me want to run my head through the wall. But it's like, it was just coming from her. It was like, that's what I mean. She just became like this super like just fake. Well, oh, I'm a liberal, and like trying to be cute and courtsy with it. Like on her, she updated her Twitter bio to like, oh, that liberal kid or whatever. But it's like you're not even what you say that you are. Like, because you don't really even abide by all this stuff. You just try to make yourself seem like holy and righteous, but deep down, like aside from, like I said, all these whatever ideologies or beliefs or movements or political groups, whatever you want to say you're behind, aside from all of that, deep down, like you as like a regular human being, like you're shit. You're not good. Right. Like, worry about being a decent person first before you want to talk about any of that.
Right. That should
Sorry for going on that whole rant, but like
no, you're fine. That definitely, we've had a lot of experiences, I want to say, with stuff like that, because the SJWs and the BLM and whatnot, because I completely support the whole BLM thing, and
yeah, of course,
it's cool,
like,
but yeah, you don't have to define a whole movie by one person being a certain race or a certain, sexuality or whatever.
Yeah,
that's not the point. The movie should be good, first of all. The second thing is, that representation is just like a bonus for,
Exactly. I feel like too when people try so hard to do all that stuff, like I kind of feel like they don't even realize it, but eventually it kind of becomes like a mockery of the whole thing, because it's like you're just completely missing the point. Like,
right,
you're just making it about something else than what it really is. Like,
if the story is good about it and it's relevant, then do it. But if it's just your insert black or Puerto Rican character here, then it's just a fucking middle finger to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Or Asian in my case, but it's like,
exactly. Or whatever. Yeah, it could be whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, to me, I always felt that, like, again, that to me that just kind of makes a mockery of it, because when you can always tell. That's what I was saying. Like, you can just tell it's disingenuous. Like, it's just so forced. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of use you as an example, June, because I understand what you're trying to say there, but it's the certain people that lose that kind of like vision on what the BLM is supposed to be about, because they'll use it for like their excuse for writing or whatever, but the overall view is just so that we don't get fucking oppressed as much as they do. It's not just that they're using it as a demographic just to take advantage of the system. It's because that they're so oppressed, and it's been like this for decades. I understand it's like there are people that are not right in what they're doing, and they're using it in the wrong ways, but the overall thing is that we just don't want to be fucking treated under the white people.
The overall movement is necessary, and it's good, and it should be supported. It's when people claim it's again the fake, just the disingenuous stuff with it. It's when the people claim they're supporting it, and that's what I mean. Cause see, like, even again, it's not like I'm trying to ridicule him, but it's like now he has that perception of the whole movement like that, because people have made it so much about what it's not through doing all this dumb shit that has nothing to do with it, that now to other onlookers they're gonna think that's all it's about, when that's not the foundation of it, and that's not what the whole purpose of it is. That's not why it's necessary. But when people like, all these people on social media, or my dumbass ex, or just people like her, these so-called quote-unquote liberals, which is, again, they're really not, they're just, you know what I mean, like, they focus, they try to focus so much of it on just things that don't really matter, and then they try to they want to take it to levels that it was never meant to be taken to, and then that's when the whole thing starts to seem just very just like fraudulent to other people, when it's really not, because the people who are really like for it, and the people who started it, the people who are actually supporting the things that need to be supported, like they're completely genuine in what they're like the point that they're trying to get across. But then it's again when the people that it doesn't even have anything to do with them, they should just, if you want to support it, fine, but support it, like I said, within limit. There's boundaries to it, and you have to stay within those boundaries.
Right.
Because when you don't, then stuff like this happens.
Mm-hmm. The whole vision gets skewed of what they're trying to fucking do.
Exactly.
It makes the rest of us
they start exactly said to the onlookers, to the people who are like, you know, to a degree ignorant towards it, because that's the whole thing too. It's like I never understood like why the whole movement was such a hard concept for people to grasp anyway. It's like, because aside from all that other stuff, like it's a pretty simple concept to grasp, like, but for the people who are ignorant and can't grasp it that way, when they see all this other like just unnecessary nonsense going on with it, then that becomes their perception of it, and it becomes a distraction to what the whole, you know, purpose behind it is.
100% facts.
Because like again, like I said, simple, like
right?
Yeah, it's just literally like
they just kept adding on to shit, and then just kept skewing their vision even more. It's like, oh well, BLM did a riot. Oh well, this person did this and this person did that. The Karens will start calling the cops on black people. It's like, come on, we're just wanting to not be oppressed. That's the whole point. But then
exactly, that's literally the whole point.
And now we're just the fucking terrorist group, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
and then that's the thing too, where it's like the people who were doing that stuff were not even for the cause. Like, it's just people that shouldn't even been involved in the first place.
Right. They just want to get free shit. They're like, oh, I'm black, so I can just go into a store and raid it, you know? Just because.
Yeah, or not even people who weren't black. Like I said, like these whites who are like, oh, I want to be an ally, I want to support, but then they just end up causing more destruction because you're not supporting. You're just now you're desecrating like the whole purpose behind it. Because like I said, now you want to start making it about like, oh well, now we need more representation and or whatever. And if you know, I understand in some cases, yeah, fine, it's necessary, and some of the people who are actually for the movement may feel that way, but it's like, it's all these people who have nothing to do with it just started actively like trying to, because they're so worried about their own perception, like, oh, I can't be looked at as if like I don't support this or I'm against it, so I'm gonna show you how much of an ally I am, how supportive I am, and they just go just super like hyperactive, crazy, like focusing on the wrong stuff, and then that's what it becomes about, and they don't even realize that they just made the problem bigger than helping it. Like,
yeah. It's such a weird, complicated gray line because it's already going something against the norm, you know?
Yeah.
So people kind of use their excuses to kind of break the law, and it's like, oh, well, my excuse is BLM, so that just makes me entitled to being able to do it.
Yeah.
What's up, Pretty Nitty? How's it going? Yeah, we're just kind of talking about, you know, shooting the shit and whatnot about life.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like... That was like one of like the biggest examples with me, like when my ex was just like, oh, like Tim Burton is terrible because and it's like, no, he's not terrible. You're like, you're over here trying to be like offended for something that doesn't even offend you, because even if what he said was offensive, which it wasn't, but even if what he said was offensive, it's like you're not the target. He wasn't even talking about you.
Right.
So stop trying to be overly offended. Like,
it's like that whole Tom Hanks thing earlier. It's like it dictates their life because they just believe that kind of stuff. So it plagues their vision of them forever. You know.
I really hate conspiracy theories, like as a whole, anyway.
Right.
Especially because most of them, exactly, most of them. Like here's the thing, because most of them are preposterous, anyways. I don't believe in like 90% of them, right?
Right.
But let's just say, right? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that everything that they said is true. All the stuff that they say happens is true, and it happens or whatever, right? Okay, so that's true. Now what? Like, why? Like, what difference does it make? Like, I still got to go and live my day-to-day life. Like, this doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
Like that's what I hate. Like people, and it's not even that. It's fine if I understand. Yeah, if a lot of those things are true and there's terrible things happening and you care about it or think it's just stop or whatever, fine. But it's the people that when they talk about it, they preach it as if like they're so high and mighty and like they're about to like just enlighten you to like the greatest epiphany of your whole life and like you just been completely blind. But it's like they never stop to think like, hey, do you ever like think that maybe like people kind of already know all this stuff you're saying but they just don't care? Like, did you ever factor that in? They don't. That's what's like so annoying, where it's like it's just like, you know, like to the most basic like stupid example, but it's like if somebody went on and was just like, oh, the government is corrupt and they're lying to you. Like, do they expect all of our reactions to be like, what? It's like, oh, I can't believe this. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure like 90% of people have already accepted that the government is corrupt to some form or like to some degree, but they just accepted it and just continue living their life because it's all they can do. Right. Like, I think that's more of what happens, but these people just seem to think that nobody's aware of any of it at all, and they're just gonna enlighten us to the truth and start this revolution. That's why I hate conspiracies, because it's just dumb. Like, It's like, okay, let's say Bernie Sanders fucking ate a goat and then ate like 3 babies. Okay, cool. Now what? What do I do? What do I do with that information now? What do you want me to do with it? Like, oh my god.
And we've had this discussion about conspiracy theories before. It's like, how does this really?
It's so stupid,
affect you, right?
Exactly. It's so stupid.
For that day, you know. They just want to start a fire, you know. It's like, oh well, you know, this person did such and such. Oh, where did you get that source? It's from a random article. Okay, well then how
exactly, because it's like it's like, even if it's true, okay, like now what? Now what do you want me to do? I don't care about this person anyway. I don't know him personally.
Right. They wouldn't.
Okay, so now I know. Now I know they're a terrible person. So what? It doesn't matter. That's right. Like.
It's like, oh, it matters to me because I'm the white knight and I can yell at him on Twitter. It's like, really? Does it fucking matter that much to you? I guess so. I guess that's how you're gonna dictate your life and dictate other celebrities and whatnot, just because you have nothing better to do than to yell at celebrities just because you want to. Point out every little flaw that they kind of just see on the internet, and they'll just be like, okay, well, I believe it. Let me go ahead and yell at this person for a fucking...
Yeah, exactly.
Just so silly, bro. It's what people just kind of do in their day-to-day lives.
And that's why I never cared about don't get me wrong, like I'll watch like conspiracy stuff and documentaries because I think they're interesting, but I never sit back and like, oh, now I need to tell everybody about this and this has to, like, it's like, bro, no, like and most of the time I don't even believe a lot of the stuff I watch. I just watch it because I still think it's interesting to see why people believe certain things or why they would come up with that or whatever. Like, sometimes it's just entertainment for me, to be honest, but
it's always a hint of
I don't watch every conspiracy theory like, oh, the Illuminati is real and they're gonna, like, it's like, okay, whatever, bro, like, they're real, cool. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's like, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say that they are real. Okay, now what?
Right.
What is that changing in my life?
Nothing, pretty much. You just have something to talk about.
Like, oh, Kanye West sacrificed his mom. That's how she died. Okay, cool. Like, now what?
Right.
That's why I hate conspiracies. Like, it's just, oh man.
Congratulations, you read a story about some crazy shit, and it's probably not even true.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like 90% of the time it's not true. But again, even if it was, so what? Like, oh man.
And that was pretty much the consensus at the start of the stream, Pretty Nitty, is that Twitch and YouTube are pretty much enabling this because they don't want to fix it themselves. That's what I'm saying, is like, there's got to be a way to just fucking be able to observe your own shit without having to pass the blame on the streamers for not looking at the chat 24/7, you know? And the only temporary solution, at least for Twitch, is just to turn it to emote only, you know? So they can't say offensive shit. But really should be a better solution to this whole thing, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Kinda gotta use the restroom too. I probably should get going soon. It is kinda late already.
Yeah, alright. Have a good night, Nova.
Let's see.
I'll say, all right, just have a good night, Nova. If you do.
Thank you.
No problem. I just listen to you guys.
Yeah, sorry if you wanted to talk or anything, and I'm just taking up.
No, it's good. I be liking listening to other people. But yeah, the hate rate is just like there have been some people that have been like hate rated, and they get followed by a lot of bots that be spamming like either races or just indecent comments.
Yeah, just ignorant stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I have seen videos. Yeah, I've seen videos of people just flat out ignoring it. They just handle it like a boss, but it's just like it sucks that something like this is happening, and TOS is like, nope, I don't see anything. They're like a blind man, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, your boy's back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I hope you're doing alright too, Dresser. I haven't seen you in well, I see you every so often in the Picardo chats, but not here, so. Good to see you. Yeah, I was thinking maybe after this we'd play some Genshin again, but I don't know. I was thinking maybe art or something.
Yeah, you don't want to chill, ease your mind. You can just do that. I mean, anything I can do Genshin related, I can do, solo anyway.
Right. Yeah. It was pretty much just that Mateo was asking if I wanted to play, so.
Oh, okay.
That too. Yeah.
Well,
art maybe.
Yeah, you're probably gonna want to play around when I guess the mission reset or something.
Right. Hopefully not the fishing stuff, because apparently can't really do that co-op.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's fine, Pretty Nitty. I know you have your own circle of friends too. I've appreciated that you even came here in the first place, But
I know the people wrestling Discord that I'm a part of. They're streaming like they, and I'm not going in there because I don't want to watch wrestling on the weekend. I just I watch it sometimes. Like it's cool watching it with friends because we just the other time we just kick shit anyway, joke and everything.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, Pretty Nitty. If they're just kind of hopping on the bandwagon just to be noticed, it could be that they're trying to gain attention or what have you, some sort of movement. It's different for everyone, and it sucks when it's just about money and whatnot. Like these corporations for June, like a bunch of them were just changing their platforms so that they could, cater to the LGBT folks and whatnot. Not because they like it as much, just because they want that money,
Right.
That's just how it is. Yeah, kind of crazy when you think about it, but it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of what else I was talking about with Swagga and the others. Because I know I yelled a hefty amount about him still using the Mugen engine. Because they crashed like 5 times when I was there. And it was
he's kind of stubborn on that. So
you're right.
You're not gonna get through on that. Somebody kind of told me about that, so I don't really. I just let bygones, not even bygones. I just call a spade a spade.
Right.
That's
I
what
don't
he
expect him to change his mind, but I'm still gonna preach on Ikeman still being better.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. Because he plays an Ikeman now. I mean, he plays Capcom Universe's beta, and he loves it. So I'm just like, hey, you're gonna crash less. Your net play's gonna rock. In comparison, you should probably just do the same with yours, especially.
I think it's just because it's just so easy. That's probably why he just doesn't want to. It's like if people have about Marvel 3 and whatnot, they're like, oh well, I could just play online on my console. But a lot of people have been using
Parsec.
Parsec, and even then, Yipes said it himself. Yeah, Yipes even said it himself. He's like, his Parsec is like, it wasn't bad, but it's like he couldn't plink dash. I was like, oh yeah, like I've noticed like there's a lot of delay when I try to do certain moves, and when I'm playing Parsec for some reason, when I don't really bother with it.
Yeah. The only good experiences they're going to have is if they're the host, because they don't see anything. That's the other person is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and that's my problem with Parsec is you're not going to know what's happening on the other side unless they record it and even watch
I've been debating on buying Marvel 3 again to play online again for like a while now. But
I wouldn't waste my time.
That's a struggle right there, bro. Like,
you
know how much trouble that we had just trying to play Parsec last time. You couldn't even do anything like for combos and whatnot.
Yeah,
the delay was so bad.
But that's what I was saying. I was thinking about buying it to just like play it, half free online again. But it's like, I'm gonna spend $25 on this game for like the 8th time in my life, like just to be frustrated online because people are still playing the same way like all these years later.
And the online is gonna be garbage on top of that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're gonna buy it, you better buy it at like the cheapest possible price on like.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I'm not spending more than $15 for it. Like,
I was gonna say, when I got mine on Steam, I got mine for 10 off of Fanatical.
I mean, shit, it's probably discounted quite a bit on Kingwin.
But But sadly, I can't play it because it runs very slow.
Yeah. It's another problem if you don't have a gamer PC,
Right, exactly.
And certainly not everybody does.
I mean, I used to play MVC3 on a potato, but there was like a YouTube video I watched where they showed you how to like go into the game files and like lock it like at 30 FPS or something
That's what I do, and it's still just, I don't know, it just like my computer just isn't optimized to play it. Like I can play Street Fighter 4 and Cross Tekken on here no problem, but it's like I get even I play KOF 13. It's just like, I guess a game like that is just a little bit too demanding or whatnot.
Yeah, not every potato PC is built the same.
Right.
But even Marvel 3 and Infinite on Steam are actually around $10, so just in case you wanted to just fuck around in those games.
I can even play the reboot DMC on here, no problem.
Right.
I'll probably if I can get Marvel 3 for under $15, I'll get it again just to play some matches with derps.
Right. Like I said, on Kingwin it's about $11, so that's up to you.
We get that.
Right.
It'll be my millionth time purchasing the game, but it will be my last. I will guarantee you that.
Right. Trust me, we've repurchased these games quite a few times just so we could play them again with people and whatnot. This will be maybe my 3rd or 4th time purchasing Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I just want to purchase Marvel vs. Capcom 2 again. That's the only game that I want.
I still have the online edition on my 360.
Right.
My friend, he left the online. He left me his password and the online edition on my PS3, so I still have that.
Yeah. Just in case you want it.
Well, just because I want to practice it, because the online on there, like dudes are famed,
Yeah, for Nova.
I can
send them the link. But yeah, definitely. I mean, we were talking about how training mode is so much fun compared to trying to deal with people online because, they let us do stuff. They just kind of sit there and then we just kind of practice.
I just want to see if I could do the combos because, you be saying the stuff in the tournament, you be like, man, how do I do that? And then you kind of get in training mode. It's like, okay, it's not that bad,
Yeah. It's the difference is landing on somebody who's moving a lot.
Yeah, Marvel 2 combos are very technical though, very, very technical.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It just happens to be that's the most fun training mode. Well, the most fun mode for me is pretty much just training mode.
I say Marvel 2. Marvel 2 is more like, for me personally, it's one thing you gotta get down is your movement and like just your neutral in Marvel 2, because like just doing like you like pretty much if you just watch Marvel most of the time, like sure it might be Infinite, but like most of the like stuff that's probably gonna kill are like DHC supers. Because I think Jay Wong, he was like he did like a video for like of people's like teams. He did like 100% combos for like everyone saying it's pretty much just DHCs that pretty much can guarantee. And I didn't know like Felicia's can pretty much like do super into super, which is really good.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm
like
sure everyone's got something, you know. It's just how much you lab into it, and Jay Wong is definitely one of those people that has labbed that game to death.
Right, he's one of the king. He's one of the gods of the game.
Of all games, honestly.
Yeah, but mostly Marvel too, because he knows that game front to back.
I guess Street Fighter wise, it's kind of debatable. He'll even say that, like,
right.
But yeah, he's that Street Fighter dude. Like,
because it's even funny with like Daigo. He doesn't like Third Strike or anything like that. He likes 5, but you never really know with people. They just kind of identify with one game. That's it.
Right.
Or the melee players. Oh man.
Yeah, who refuse to play another game.
I think Daigo.
Out of that boring ass old dirty game Melee.
Yep.
I think Daigo.
I've been tired of Melee for like a decade now.
Right.
Go ahead.
I just think Daigo just likes whatever the new Street Fighter is, because he's also said he didn't like 4 either. I just think he likes whatever the newest one is.
Right.
Because like he'll probably say like
5 wasn't a thing, so like until it happened, it's like, oh, I can get all these new people and I can play and whatnot and sponsorships.
I was gonna say like he does like I think he undersells how much his Ryu in Street Fighter 4 did to a lot of people, like people online be like, oh, Daigo son, he's the greatest. I'm like, yeah,
right.
He's the best gal in CVS2. You're absolutely right.
Street Fighter 2, I want to say as well. He's pretty damn good in there.
Fighter 2, yeah.
But he was a monster with Evil Ryu as well. But
Yeah. Well, that's because of Sako. Because Sako created a lot of combos in Street Fighter 4. But Daigo just made them work. Like Sako created those Monat combos in Street Fighter 5 that a lot of people were using.
Yep.
He's just a monster. Like that's like one of my favorite. Honestly, that's one of my favorite fighting game players right there, Sako. Then you find out he's a family man. He's a Darkstalker 3 like legend. Yeah, like his BB Hood jab infinite. Like I was like, bro, this dude's amazing.
Right.
Like, and he's just he's a good parent. So
overall amazing dude for sure.
Right.
A lot of us learn from them as well,
Right.
Because we're all learning off of each other, whether we realize it or not. But Sako is definitely one of the ones that I also looked for Monat combos, because they were just insane at the time.
Right. But the only one that was really like doing them at the time was Infiltration. Cause like his Monat was crazy too. He's like I think Infiltration like one of the few like I really like admired him for, because he played like everybody. Right. And when I say everybody, he played everybody.
Oh yeah.
He could play.
Infiltration. His specialty is learning characters like super quick, and then just like implementing it, and then like making them work to his favor.
Right. I remember seeing his wifey. I was like, I didn't even know he had a Chun-Li. I call her wife because Nova's in here.
Nova, right?
Yeah. It's like
might as well just say Nova's wifey.
Yeah, you're right. Nova. Yeah.
Yeah. Infiltration is definitely that dude.
Yeah.
That one guy that picked a con and won.
Yep. Yeah, that was actually who he was like original. Like he originally played in Street Fighter 4 was Hakan.
Right.
You guys gonna talk about though?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Like, you feeling better now, Derps? Saying that you're
okay though, Derps?
Filtration Sakan though. You're right, Dizzle. You're right. Yeah, I've been fine. I just, like I said, I just wanted to vent about it and whatnot. So,
right.
Like, I want to put a full disclaimer. I'm not like pissed off at anything specific. I'm just like, hey, I want to talk about this kind of stuff, and then gauge your opinions on it and whatnot. It's not like I'm pissed off, but I just felt like these fireside chats were needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of wanted to talk about stuff. It makes me feel better.
I mean, like I said, and I always get this stuff off your chest, like,
right. The match versus PR Rog, who could forget, right?
The match versus PR Rog was insane.
Yes, memorable forever, bro. Like, that shit was so cool. He just pulled out Hakan, and I think everybody was like booing Infiltration one night or something.
They were cheering Infiltration.
And then he started doing his stuff. They definitely started cheering for him because he was the underdog right there with the character.
Right, because the thing is, like, Balrog in 4 is not Balrog in Street Fighter 4 is not really a good character, but PR Rog is just such a brilliant player that he just made that character work, and he just always stuck with him.
Yeah, force of nature for sure. Daigo's Evil Ryu. We're just talking about Daigo, versus Momochi.
Yep. You talking about that? Wait, what was he? He had, I don't know if it was a Momochi or Shien. Like, he washed somebody really bad with Evil Ryu. I don't know. It might have been Infiltration. I can't even remember.
It could have been Punko. Maybe. 25 hit combo on Momochi. Damn.
Big rip.
Yeah, big rip.
Rip in the chat, boys. That's probably gonna be my phone in a couple of seconds. It's been tweaking for like the past half hour.
Yikes.
I think it's gonna die, but I'm about to go use the bathroom and go to bed anyway.
Right. I guess that's
good night,
telling you. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, bro.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
It was Daigo versus Shin. It was like, I think it was like 10-1 or something like that.
Yikes. Yeah, you might have hit him with a big ass combo, but it wasn't like the Xian set. That's different. That kind of sounds like the Perfect Legend situation with Sonic Fox and Perfect Legend. That sounds crazy, bro. Some of these matches they kind of put themselves in, and it's like, damn, that's how they're gonna remember it forever.
Bro, though, Shin was rocking Gen though. That's one thing I can say. He was rocking Gen in 4.
Yeah, I definitely respect Xian's picks, I want to say.
Yeah, definitely, because I think he was like one of the first people picking Fong. I think that's like secondary, and then the first is Ibuki.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to learn off of that too. Like, his Fong was pretty godlike as well, but you put it against top tiers, and it's just, oof. That shit is rough.
He's just a strong player, though.
Oh, yeah.
Shin.
Always has been. But there's a lot of strong players out there for sure, but Xian just happens to be one of them,
Definitely the young bloods coming up. They're a different breed.
Oh, yeah. They got them young boy reactions,
Right, those young man reactions. Like, so you can say the game, like, we could say the games are easier now, but it's just because they easy don't mean like you just gonna be taking W's like this.
Right. I'll shit on Street Fighter 5 all day, but I'm gonna be taking all those L's because I don't got that same kind of knowledge,
It's the same thing with like fighters. Like, fighters technically from the combos aren't the hardest to do, but like looking at some of the combos that other people do, and you're like, yeah, I can't do that.
Right. And it's like the setups too, just trying to get that first hit. They'll rush you down with that assist, and it's like you don't know what to do.
Right. Like, what side did he hit me on?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was the unblockable setup. You weren't supposed to block it.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yep.
Neutral and DBA fighters is crazy, of course. That's why a lot of people hated it, because of all the offensive shit that you can do in there. It's like you just put up a Vegeta assist or something, and you just rush down, and you don't know what side to block because you're just... The whole screen is just energy blasts and shit. Pretty crazy,
And but that new update pretty much changed the game.
Right. Changed up the meta again.
Yep. You can super dash out the special move. I was like, okay, that's dope.
Yeah, C-type assists being crazy.
I see that type of sense. They've nerfed that really heavy.
Oh yeah, that was the thing that got nerfed. You're right.
Yeah. Even like before they nerfed it, like the C assist has the longest cooldown out of all. I think out of any of the assists in Dragon Ball Fighters. I mean, as it should, because
Yeah, they were
it
pretty
can
much
hit
free combos.
Yeah.
Because Maximilian and whatnot would use those too. It would just be like,
Right.
they just come in, and then you'd be in the air, and they hit you down, and then it's just the start of another combo.
Because the C assists, they're like, for me, like I like them because they're just easier to convert into combos. But like you guys, compared to like other assists, like you have to you have to call the assist super early so the character can get hit by whatever the assist threw out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of why I like Janemba and Kid Goku, because like Kid Goku's B assist is like really good for like extending Janemba's like combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Right. That's kind of what gravitated me towards Master Roshi, because of his B assist was really good when he first came out.
Right. And plus, I just like Janemba's just overall design. I always have since I was a kid, even though he's not really. I'm not gonna say, he's not really a memorable villain, but he definitely has a memorable design.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the new Trunks is disgusting too. Because pretty much everyone got buffed in some way.
Oh yeah, new Trunks. Yep, you're right. New Trunks. Z Broly, he's still a bully, like always.
Mm-hmm. Probably not. Well, Ultra Instinct Goku's like not as useless, I guess. He was still good, but he's like, he wasn't mega nerfed like he was like after Super Saiyan 4 Gotenks came out.
Right. I wonder what they did to Jiren, because like I kind of want to try him, but because I know like they've for whatever reason Zamasu is finally playable. He's been
garbage.
He's like Zamasu was the first DLC I bought for their game, like because I was like, because people were like, he's Magneto. I was like, no, he's not. Because when I play, I was like, he's nothing like Magneto.
Right, because Magneto is good.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the tools like other characters do.
Yeah.
It's
and
sad. Yeah, I'm sure Jiren is nasty too.
Right.
Because he was already a problem when he first came out, but he was weird, His playstyle was just weird.
Yeah, like doing 50k with no meter. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, 5.3k solo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 5k.
Yeah. He definitely had that damage for sure, but converting all that shit like when he first came out was kind of odd, compared to the other characters. Kid Goku and Kid Buu were still the meta, I want to say.
Yeah, Kefla's another one.
Yeah. Once you start learning all of Kefla's bullshit, she becomes a monster as well.
Because he has that dash move that I'm pretty sure it could be a really nasty mix-up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3v3 lobbies I don't know about, honestly, because I still don't really feel like playing fighters, to be honest. Yeah. I liked it for a time, it just, I don't know, I kind of lost interest about that game, Too much rush down, kind of boring with the combos and everything. I don't really like it that much.
Still really, really bad.
Yeah. That net play is not good. That's another problem. All them frames, they are lying to you. There's more frames than you think are being lost.
Are you gonna get ready to draw?
Maybe G-Word Impact again.
I like it. I mean, if that's what y'all want to do while we wait for Mateo,
I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows? He probably is in bed. Yep, again. Because like I was saying to Scatters, I don't really know what to draw either, so I could do Derps Sayu or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, Derps Sayu.
Right. Or that thing that I wanted to do for Yui Monthly or whatever. I don't know. I don't know.
Guess Nova went to bed. Good night, Nova.
Yep, Novo.
Hey,
Have a good
Novo.
night, man. It's been
Always
fun.
a blast to get him here. Wait,
Hell
It's
yeah.
Dyson.
oh, that's
Last
Dyson. What's up,
one.
Dyson?
Hey, how's it going? Just shooting the shit as usual.
Hey.
Hi.
What's up? Oh, your voice sounds better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's uh,
Glad you're feeling better, man.
Right.
doing a bit better here and there.
That's good. As long as you're recovering.
Right.
Not a lot of people be getting sick by random bullshit. As Nova was telling us too, he got sick.
Maybe you got caught in the rain or something, I want to say, because it has been raining out there, right?
Yeah, but I haven't really went on straight during the rain.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's why I just put quite cold. That's just
Mhm.
it.
Alright.
Oh,
Hopefully it's just a cold.
yeah.
It is because I went to the COVID testing, so that came out negative.
Nice.
So
That's good.
it's just not I just caught a cold. That's it.
Gotcha. Happens to us
Yeah,
all.
I was gonna say, like, take good care of ourselves for that not to be the case, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Best we can.
all to get better, you know.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope all my
And then you
Tamagotchis-
only have us again.
Keen. What the heck was me?
What again to say?
Again to say. Well, I guess. Change the
Time
screen.
for Earth and then Kobayashi. I don't know.
Kobayashi, maybe? Two hackles.
Unless it's distracted. Oh, well.
Maybe. Yeah, probably too much distraction. Leo.
Well, we can just draw and talk, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. That's the plan. If I do it.
Do it then. And
Maybe.
then ta-ta-ta again.
Da-da-da. Again with the clee.
Da-da-da.
Again. And then English clee be like la la la.
Again.
Kinda.
And then English treasures like that's a check.
Yep.
Yep.
Oba, get them.
And no new youngling be like, oh,
So squeaky.
Weird ass change. Oh,
I don't know why though.
don't know, man. They work in mysterious
Maybe
ways, just like
make
when they change
her
Barbara.
cuter. I don't know.
Cuter except weirder. Oh well.
Oh well, it is what it is, I guess.
Yes. Well, they just make it still there, and then we have the option to put it back. Kind of weird.
It is what it is. I say.
It is what it is. Just have some voice packs or something. I don't know.
Do you need like why there's no something like English? Yeah.
English just heard me.
I mean the one voice line where you open the box. Oh well.
What's
Oh,
in the
yeah.
box?
Ooh, some new treasure.
Treasure, they say.
This treasure, and then OL's like, this chest is dirty.
Right.
I
Yeah,
had some cleaning wouldn't fix. I'm
Right.
like, yes, Noel. Tell them.
Right.
Tell.
I guess I'll just end the stream for now and then
Yeah.
come back with whatever. Yep. Because we
Maybe
not
it's a-
know. I'm kind of hungry to be honest. I might want to go out.
I
and get something.
was kind of like, I do
Then
want
go
to get
eat,
something
man.
to eat.
Maybe I should eat
But
too.
I'm gonna stay in the stream though. So
I appreciate it.
End the stream. We'll be
And
back.
the stream. Oh,
well, I'm at chat. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see you later then, stream. Probably go get some food and then we'll see.
Roll out.
Roll out.
Roll out.
Cop prevention. Copy wrong.